of the game is, I thought our guys played hard, but it's going to be hard to beat anybody when you turn the ball over 18 times. And when I go back and look at the stat sheet, you don't know that during the game, but we gave up 21 points off of turnovers, and then they had 12 fast break points. That's 32 points that we didn't get a chance to defend in an 8-point game. I thought we did some good things. Kevin Keatts was really good, as he's been all the entire year. Brown, I thought he was great in the first half, which is a little bit different than he's been before. In the second, I think he only had 3 points. So we did some really good stuff, but it's hard to beat any team when you give up that many turnovers for touchdowns. So a little concerned about Thomas Allen. I'm afraid that he may have a torn plantar fasciitis, which is a possibility that his season may be done. If you guys get a chance, we can just say a prayer for him. I don't know that, but it doesn't look good, and so I want to give you an update. I'll try to give you an update as soon as we can find out something within the next 24 hours, but that's sad to me. A young man who was going into senior night on Saturday, didn't get a chance to finish his season last year. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for our team. That'll put us at 8 scholarship guys. So just that's tough to swallow. So questions?
Did that happen in the first half? He was in briefly. Was it something lingering?
I don't know, Jones. He waved to me and said he had to come out, and Thomas usually doesn't do that, and so that's what we think. We're hopeful that it's not. I'm only telling you that because our trainer seems to think that's what it may be. I hate reporting stuff that's not true. Hopefully I can come back to you guys and say, hey, that's not the truth. It's better than we thought, but I don't anticipate seeing him playing on Saturday.
Kevin, you got the lead early in the second half and then went cold. What happened during that stretch when they outscored you 25 and got that separation again?
Yeah, I just think we just were careless with the basketball. I always judge how many shots we get versus the other team, and we got one more shot, and we're a tempo team, pressing team, create more opportunities, and because we had so many, we had so many takeaways from them, they took away from us, it just didn't give us an opportunity to win. It's hard. I think that's outside of Nebraska, I think that's the most turnovers we had, and Nebraska was a 4 or 5 overtime game, 4 or 5, one of those. So.
And you had a real hard time with both Karnick and Post. You went zone a little, and it worked for a while. What can you do at this point?
Well, it's tough. We have a problem guarding one post, let alone 2. And our guys they're fighting their ass off, but I thought their size particularly hurt us. It was better for us when they were able to go with Boo Langford more at the 4 than anything else.
You guys are coming off that big win against Georgia Tech. You snapped the losing streak. Did you have any indication that they would play this way tonight? As far as the careless turnovers.
No, I don't. And you don't know. You can't go back as a coach and say, all right, is it time off the reason why we turned it over? But we turned it over, and and my problem with turnovers is I just don't like turnovers for touchdowns. We didn't get a chance to defend against the turnovers, and that was the biggest problem. You can turn the ball over. When you look at the Georgia Tech game, we had 9 assists, we had 13 turnovers, but they wasn't live ball turnovers. We had live ball turnovers. It doesn't work for you.
You mentioned Darion having a strong first half and then going 1 for 6 in the second half. Was it just him not really being aggressive for those first 17 or so minutes, only 3 shots in the second half?
Corey, I've been trying to figure that all year long. He's had great second halves, and maybe I should take the blame because I said, hey man, I need you to play better in the first half, and maybe he heard it a different way. Let's just switch half. And I don't mean to joke about it. I haven't been able to, or he hasn't been able to put together back-to-back games. He had some great games for us, but we haven't seen the game where he's played great both halves.
Coach, what is your message to the team at this point of the year? When all they have to play for is pride at this point, and you got a big game obviously coming up this Saturday. What is your message after dealing with losses like this at this point of the season?
Well, our message is going to be the same as if we were winning. We're just going to keep fighting, keep playing hard. We literally take one game at a time. We've talked about going into this game, we have 4 games in the regular season left, and then the tournament, anything can happen. So we wanted to build some great momentum trying to get into the tournament, because the tournament can be magical. Anything can happen in the tournament if you can get hot and you can start playing well. I thought we had a great game, probably our best game against Georgia Tech, because we played on both ends. And then tonight, I thought we did some good things, but we turned the ball over. Like, whatever questions you guys have, my answer is gonna come back to you is we can't turn the ball over 18 times. That's kind of what we do to other people.
Coach, has this been your most challenging season as a coach?
We can make an argument for that, and challenging for a lot of reasons. I don't know that I've ever had this many injuries. Number one, obviously, I know no one wants to hear this. We're still dealing with pandemic stuff, and then obviously this is the back end of what we deal with the NCAA. And so when you put all of those 3 together, it's been a really challenging season. But what I respect about our guys is every time we step on the floor, we compete. Every time we step on the floor, we fight. Most games we go into, majority this year, we've been undermanned, and we found a way to win some games, we found a way to be in some games, and we've lost a bunch of games.
Speaking specifically about that point that you just made, how about Terquavion and the fight that he does show to kind of like just keep fighting no matter what the score is?
Craig just told me, which I had no idea, is he just broke the freshman record for most 3-pointers in the season. Man, that's incredible. I don't want to take away from his performance this year because we're not having a great year. But that kid's been special for us, and he's played far beyond a freshman. And I want you to think about this: 83 threes, and he is in great company and some guys who can really make shots. So he's been an unbelievable bright spot. All of our guys have been bright spots. They and this team have been in a really, really, really tough spot. And to their credit, they fought every single game. There could have been many opportunities where these guys may not ever, showed up and said, man, we just feel sorry for ourselves. And we punch the clock every time we go in, we practice, and every time we play. And we may lose by a certain amount of a bigger margin, or we may win a game, but I can honestly say that they fought their ass off.
What do you want to see the building and the crowd look like on Saturday night when your seniors? How do you want to see them be sent off the right way against the rivals?
Yeah, let's forget about who we're playing. Man, it's senior night, and I don't know if Thomas Allen's going to be able to play in the game for senior night. But he's a local young man who originally signed here, ended up going to Nebraska. With a coaching change, he came back. And you can't say enough about him. Jericho, in today's time, is a guy who has started here as a freshman and will end here as a senior and has gotten better every single year. And if nothing else, I would hope that everybody will respect the fight, what we pride ourselves at NC State of punching the clock, because that's a guy who is not the quickest, he's not the most athletic, but he has punched the clock for NC State the entire time that he's been here. And I hope, Jonas, that everybody comes out to, number one, see those singers off the right way. That would be great for me.
Is Jericho okay, by the way? Because I saw him it looked like he jammed his hand in the first half, and he just kept on fidgeting with it throughout that first half.
Yeah, I think that's been the same. He's had the same 2 fingers for about a week now, maybe 2 weeks.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.